What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I want to go over Mullen Automotives with you guys because they have a $23 price target. I actually bought into the stock around 70 cents per share before anybody was talking about Mullen Automotives. The short interest has skyrocketed. There's a lot more people that are talking about it now. So I want to give you guys my reasoning why I ever invested in this company, and really was one of the first people to the scene, but I feel like one of the last people to actually talk about this company. And this is one that I'm really excited about on the aspect of a potential short squeeze, but also as a fundamental play. So let's get into this video. If you guys find value out of it, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and the more people that do that, the more I will be able to talk about other stocks and concepts like Mullen Automotives. If you guys want access to all of my trades in real time, link down below in the pinned comment to do so, and go ahead and follow me over on Twitter as well. Make sure to get yourself free stocks with Webull, Moomoo, and Public. Right now, if you sign up with Moomoo, deposit $1, you'll get 3 free stocks as well as an additional free share of NEO upon your deposit clearing. Nonetheless, let's get into this video. So Mullen Automotives, a very interesting company, hit a low at 52 cents and now is sitting at $1.35 per share, $1.40 per share if you include the move here in after hours. And the technicals look really good, and we're going to go over that in just one second. But I do want to go over the business side of this, the actual fundamentals and the short squeeze side of this, why people are so excited about Mullen Automotives. The first thing that I should point out is that they have been around for a very long time. This is the timeline of Mullen Automotives, but they have actually been around since 2002, and this vehicle right here was rated by Forbes magazine as the 7th fastest American production car in 2006, and was actually the first electric supercar in the market back in 2007. So Mullen Automotive's been around for a while, and they did announce in November 2021 the Mullen 5 World debut at LA Auto Show wins Top SUV Vivas Award. And there's been a lot of car magazines covering Mullen, and to put this into perspective, they label this as better than the Ford Mach-E, but not quite as good as the Tesla Plaid Plus. So it's right in the middle of those two, and that's really good for a company with a $30 million market cap that really nobody knows about. And I think that's one of the best things about actually investing in this company. Now, I do want to point out the obvious here. Mullen Automotives has went from almost $16 per share back in November to 50 cents per share. So what has been going on here? Well, I can't find anything definitive. There is a lot of big time investors in this company, but like Mullen Automotive said right here February 17th on Twitter, it says, shareholder update. Mullen is on track to meet 2022 operational goals and anticipates the delivery of the first EV cargo fleet vehicles in Q2 2022. The company is unaware of any business reason for the current decline of Mullen stock price. Now, did you notice what they just said? They are going to be delivering the first EV cargo fleet vehicles in Q2 2022. So this company, worth $30 million, is actually going to start delivering vehicles. A lot of companies that are worth 50 times what Mullen is worth are not even close to delivering a single vehicle. So that's a very attractive aspect of all of this. But what has made people really excited about Mullen lately, and why are people actually talking about Mullen as of right now? So this actually came out, and this did come out, what day did this come out? On February 28th. That's what sparked a lot of people to start initially talking about the stock and looking at this as a short squeeze trade. So it says, data collected from solid state cell testing shows impressive results, including a range of 600 plus miles on a full charge and over 300 miles of range delivered in 18 minutes with DC fast charging. Solid state polymer batteries are slated for the second generation of the Mullen 5 EV crossover. Now they go on to say that it's going to be at least 2025 until they actually do have prototype testing, and then around the time where they will start to try to implement these batteries. So it's a ways down the line, but this is next generation technology, getting away from that lithium-ion battery technology, which they say will still be launched in their vehicles by 2024. That is when the actual Mullen 5 vehicle will come out. And if we do take a look at the website, that's what that vehicle is going to look like. About 325 miles of range, 155 mile per hour max, and 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. So nonetheless, impressive right there. They also do own this factory that is owned outright, free and clear, with no debt, but they do have a $40 million revolving line of credit with the top owner in stock of Mullen, which is Astocia Holdings LLC. They only own about 1.37% of all shares outstanding, but they do have a $40 million line of credit out to them currently. A lot of notable names here like BlackRock, Vanguard, Marshall Wallace, Star Capital, Bank of America Asset Corporation, and some other big time players that have been in this stock for a while. So that's a lot of the recent news that has come out. That 600 mile battery technology, that's what made a lot of people very excited, and it shot Mullen Automotive's stock price up over 100% the day that came out. Now, something else I do want to point out is this, that Mullen Automotive begins its expansion plans for 1.2 million square foot of additional EV manufacturing space. Existing Tunica AMEC facility is planned to go from about 124,000 square feet to over 1.2 million square feet of manufacturing space for EV lineup, including Mullen 5 EV crossover. Now, I had to do more digging and diving into how many vehicles can a company produce with a 1.2 million square foot facility, and that sits at about 81,000 vehicles. So right now, roughly, they will be able to make about 10,000 vehicles per year, which is what Lucid Motors is going to do in 2022, but Lucid Motors is worth excess of $35 billion. That's about 300 to 500 times bigger than the company of Mullen Automotive. So you can see the attractive valuation that is starting to form here. And if they can produce 81,000 vehicles at any time in the future, or even 10,000 vehicles, a $30 million market cap is going to look like pennies compared to what it would be at that point in the future. Now, if we do take a look at this price target, so Mullen Automotive has one price target for $23. Now, this was initiated a while ago, and it does not say exactly who initiated this, but I think that's pretty reasonable. Why do I think that's pretty reasonable? Well, because the really low valuation that Mullen currently has. If we do take a look at Mullen, the market cap, $47 million. So I was a little off there. $47 million. That means if you were to see the stock price go to $1 billion market cap, that would be about a 20x from here. That would put the share price upwards of about $30 per share, and that would only be a $1 billion market cap, which would still be really low when you're looking at the EV sector in general. The market cap of this company used to be in the neighborhood of $500 to $700 million, but I think what has really happened here with Mullen is that it has gotten completely forgot about. It's gotten thrown under the rug. The stock price at one point was down 95% in the last year when the business was actually getting better. And this is by far the lowest Mullen Automotive has been in a long time. And they're actually going to start producing vehicles. So that's the main reason why I bought into Mullen. I'm up about 97.67%, average cost of 70 cents, 500 shares. It's now worth 1.82% of my portfolio. I put about $350 into this stock, and at my price, if Mullen Automotive goes to a $1 billion market cap, I would make $22,000 on this trade. I think it could actually go much higher than that. But that would be putting the price of the stock in between $25 and $30 per share, upwards possibly around that $40 mark. So when you look at it like that, it's a very attractive fundamental buy at these levels, unless the company just goes out of business, which doesn't look too likely considering they have virtually no debt besides that revolving line of credit. Starting to deliver vehicles, I think it makes a lot of sense to even own Mullen at these valuations for the long term. But, I wouldn't go in on this too heavy, right? That's not what I'm saying. But it does look attractive. Very, very attractive in my personal opinion. As far as the short squeeze side of this trade, when I bought into this, Mullen Automotive, the short interest was around 2%. Right here, about 2%. That was February 18th. And then everybody started to talk about it, and the short interest shot through the roof. Now it's sitting at 16.64%. A lot of institutions took out short positions on Mullen. And they tend to do this. When retail floods into a stock, the algorithms tend to short that stock. And that's what's going on. So could this see a short squeeze? Absolutely. The float is very low. So you could see a short squeeze. And you will likely see a short squeeze, maybe to $10 or $15. But I think the longer term potential of this business is really good. And the more you dig into it, the more I tend to like about the company. Now, like the CEO of Mullen Automotive said, they're not trying to outcompete Tesla. He says no company is going to be able to do that. But even to get a small sliver of the EV market share, as Mullen is trying to do, being calculated with their capital, not going into debt, they're going to do very well and make a lot of money for the shareholders. Now, the cost to borrow max is 10.79%, and the utilization is 91.04%. And the float, like I said, is very small. So you're getting 16.64% short interest, only with 3.29 million shares that are sold short. So even if half of these shares were to cover in a single day, 1.5 million, mixed with the FOMO that would likely kick in, you could see the share price go absolutely wild. That's why I like this from all different aspects I look at it. The days to cover is sitting at 0.22 because there's been a lot of volume with the stock. So very encouraging what I see, and we're going to bottom line this in just 1 second, but the technicals look even better. This 50-day moving average was the resistance level ever since November 22nd when we fell under this. We've touched it a couple times, but have gotten rejected off of it until Friday, and really last week. March 7th was the last time we got rejected off the 50-day moving average. Then that turned into a lot of support for 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days so far. And that 50-day moving average is at 98 cents. And we are firmly above that. This is something that I would look at as a very bullish sign for that next leg up. The level after that, that's the 20-day simple moving average. 20-day simple moving average with the Bollinger Bands is looking really good. The 50-day moving average is $2.61 per share. That would be the next level that I think you would see some resistance at. If we did see a short squeeze, though, it's very possible we could blow through all of these moving averages, blow through the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day moving average, with the 200-day moving average at $7.95 per share. I think it's very possible we could head back to that $10 range, and people would still look at the company and be like, is this fairly valued? Is this still undervalued? I mean, they're delivering vehicles with a $30, $40 million market cap, depending on when you're watching this video. I think this is a better fundamental trade, and that's my personal opinion here. Would I take a short squeeze? Obviously, I'm not going to decline that, but I think the risk to reward ratio makes a lot of sense. If you could invest $350 like I did, the share price, the market capitalization goes to $1 billion. You will make 22 grand. You stand to lose 350. I think it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. So that's why I invested in the company. I also like the fact that not too many people are talking about this right now. Believe it or not, nobody was talking about this when I invested in it. But even now, you're not seeing a huge group of people that are talking about it. A lot of people do, but there's definitely a lot more FOMO that I think will come into this stock, especially when they do start deliveries. I think the shorts will get blown up in this trade. So that is my take on the situation. That is the data that you need to know. That is really the technicals you know, the RSI is at 45.91, so not even in that overbought territory, still in on the oversold side of things, as well as the MACD is slightly bullish. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, as well as get yourself those free stocks. Links down below in the description for Webull, Moomoo, and Public. Come join the trading community. Link down below in the pinned comment, as well as go ahead and check out my Twitter and follow me over there. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.